Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
So our next lab experiment is interfacing 8051 with ADC 0808. Okay. So most modern microcontrollers with 8051 IP cores have an inbuilt ADC. Okay. So the older versions of 8051 like MCS 51 and 89C51 don't have an on-chip ADC. So therefore to connect these microcontrollers to analog sensors like temperature sensor, pressure sensor, like that, the microcontroller needs to be interfaced to an ADC. Okay. So what is the purpose of ADC? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the purpose of ADC?
To convert analog to digital.
To convert analog values to digital values. So it converts analog values to digital values, which the microcontroller can process and understand. Okay. So that is the purpose of analog to digital converter. So your 8051 does not have an inbuilt ADC. So we need to connect external ADC IC in order to convert analog signals into digital. Is that clear? Okay. So any microcontroller can process the physical parameters such as temperature, pressure, speed, torque, and acceleration, okay, which are sensed by sensors, okay, which are sensed by using sensor. So sensors are basically transducers that convert physical parameters like temperature into electrical signal that microcontroller can understand in case of your digital sensor. But the issue of analog sensor output data is in analog format, okay, which microcontroller cannot understand. So therefore, to convert analog data to digital format, analog to digital converters or ADC ICs are mainly used in microcontroller based environment. Is that clear? So analog sensor, that is mostly our external devices, supports analog data format. So that format cannot be understood by a microcontroller. So therefore, to convert the analog data to digital format, analog to digital converters or ADC needs to be interfaced with your 8051 microcontroller for converting analog signals into digital. Okay, is that clear? So the purpose of ADC is used to convert analog signal into digital signal. So ADC maps every analog signal into digital value that can understand by even that can process the data, digital data can process and understand by your microprocessor or microcontroller. Okay, so there are different conversion techniques for the conversion of analog signals to digital signal, like flash conversion, okay, flash conversion, successive approximation, and dual slope integration. Okay, so these are the most popular techniques used in the integrated ADC chips. So in this class, we are not going to talk about these types of ADC. So that is not the focus of our experiment. Rather, we will talk about how conversion happens from analog to digital. So that is the objective of the experiment. So today we are going to see about how to interface 8051 microcontroller with ADC 0808 IC. Okay. Subsequently, we will write the program and we will compile it in the MCU 8051 IDE simulator and also demonstrate the working of IDC using Proteus. Okay. So first we need to understand the operation of ADC IC, that is 0808. So the main parameter involved in the ADC IC is step size of the ADC. So what is the step size of ADC? Do you have any idea about it? So how to calculate it? So this is the important parameter while interfacing your ADC with 8051 microcontroller. So what is that? You might have studied in your electronics, basic digital electronics or electron devices, integrated circuits. Do you have any idea about it? Students, please reply.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So the step size means the minimum change, minimum voltage change that an ADC can detect. Suppose when we are giving analog voltage, the minimum change that ADC IC can detect is known as step size of ADC. So to calculate it, we can use this formula, that is step size is equal to V max minus V minimum by 2 power of n. N is nothing but your size of your ADC. Please note it down. This is very important calculation. So N is the size of your ADC. This can be called as, technically called as resolution of ADC. तो 11:30 வரைக்கும் இருக்கு. சரி, அப்புறம் பேசலாம். 1 second மா. So the minimum voltage change that an ADC can detect known as step size of ADC. So that can be calculated by using this formula, that is V max. So this voltage can be called as V reference voltage, V max minus V minimum divided by 2 power n. N is the number of bits of an ADC. So ADC IC can be represented by resolution. So this resolution is nothing but the size of your ADC. So this N can be 8-bit. Once again. So this N can be 8-bit ADC, 10-bit ADC, or 12-bit or 16-bit. Okay. So the step size of an ADC is inversely proportional to the size of the ADC. That is inversely proportional to the number of bits of an ADC. Okay. So this N can be 8-bit, 10-bit, 12-bit or 16-bit. Okay. So using an ADC with higher bits, that is higher number of bits can detect smaller changes, but it will increase the cost. So most of our microcontroller environment, we are using 8-bit ADC. Please note it down. This is very important parameter. So the step size is inversely proportional to the number of bits of an ADC. So ADC with higher bits can detect smaller changes, but it will increase the costs. So we can go for low bit ADC size. So mostly we prefer 8-bit ADC. So this step size is calculated. That is V max minus V minimum divided by 2 power n. Okay. So your V max is, for example, 5 voltage. V minimum is 0 voltage. Okay. So 5 volt minus 0 divided by 2 power of 8. That is 8-bit ADC. Find out the value. 5 divided by, so let's assume minimum voltage is 0, maximum voltage is 5. So 5 divided by 2 power of 8. N is the number of bits of an ADC. So we have selected 8-bit ADC, that is 8-channel ADC. So 5 divided by 2 power 8, find out the value. So what is 2 power 8?
256.
Divide 5 divided by 5 by 256.
0.019.
Okay, in terms of millivolt. In terms of millivolt.
19 milli. 19.
19.53. Please note it down.
53.
19.53 millivolt, which means 8-bit ADC can detect the minimum of 19.53 millivolt change. So that is the inference. Please note it down. So that is your 8-bit ADC can detect the minimum of 19.53 millivolt. Suppose if the size of your ADC is 10-bit, please calculate the step size. Can you understand? The number of bits is 10. The maximum voltage 5. Assume minimum voltage 0. So what is the step size? Please calculate. Students, be interactive. So what is the answer? Please put it in the chat box. So what is the answer? V max minus V minimum divided by 2 power 10. Find out. 4.88. Very good. So your 10-bit ADC can detect minimum of 4.88 millivolt change. So that is the inference of your step size of the ADC. Okay. Suppose if your ADC size is 12-bit, your step size is going to be 1.2 voltage. 16-bit means 0.076 millivoltage. So the higher versions, that is ADC with higher bits, can detect smaller changes. So that is the advantage of larger size, that is higher bit size ADC. Students, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we will see about the IC details of a pin diagram of ADC 0808. So it is a 28 pin IC. And it is a popular 8-bit ADC with a step size of 19.53 millivolt. Every 19.53 millivolt, it can detect the voltage change. And important thing is, it does not have an internal clock. So it doesn't have an internal clock. So we need to connect external source. So we need to connect external source. So it requires a clock signal from an external source. And regarding your input and output pins, it has 8 input pins. Please look at the pin numbers. Analog inputs from 1 to 5 and 28 and 27. So we have 8 input signals. So we have 8 analog inputs. It can accommodate 8 analog inputs, but only one of them can be selected at a time because it has 8 digital outputs. So it can accommodate only 8-bit data at a time. So only one channel can be selected at a time. Okay, only one input can be selected at a time out of 8 inputs. Is that clear? So we have 8 analog inputs and 8 digital outputs, but only one of the input pins can be selected at a time. Okay, so it uses the principle of successive approximation for calculating digital values, which is a very accurate for performing 8-bit analog to digital conversion. Okay, so let's have a look at the pin description to get more insights into ADC 0808. So first one is the input pin, that is IN0 to IN7. One second. So input pins IN0 to IN7. So ADC has this IC, particular IC has 8 input analog pins. These pins are multiplexed together. So only one of them can be selected using 3 address lines. So look at the pin diagram. So we have 3 address lines. So the channel selection can be done by using this ABC. So A is your LSB and C is your MSB. Using these select lines, we can select one of the channel from IN0 to IN7. So this is the description. So this table describes the channel selection. So select IN0, that is channel 0, the combination of input, selection lines, all the lines are going to be 0. To select channel 1, A is 0. Channel 2, your B is 0. For channel 3 selection, A and B are going to be 1. For channel 4, C 1. Channel 5, C and A 1. So in this way, we can select the channels. So we have 8 analog channels. So channel selection can be done by using these 3 address lines. Address A, address B and address C. So based on the combination, we can select the channel. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 8 inputs, 8 outputs, only one input, analog input can be selected. So channel selection can be done by using 3 address lines A, B, C. A is your LSB, C is the MSB. Okay. So next, coming to the next signal. So it's a very important signal, that is ALE, address latch enable. So what is the purpose of address latch enable? In 8051 we have address latch enable. What is the purpose of that?
It is used to select the address and data.
Yes, it is used to demultiplex the address and data. Since your P2 is a multiplexed address and data line, provides multiplexed address and data information. So ALE is used to provide, that is ALE is used to demultiplex the address and data information. So according to the pin diagram, this particular IC has 3 select lines, namely A, B, C. So that are used to select the desired inputs lines. That is desired IN. That is IN0 to IN7. Okay. So ALE pin is also needs to be activated by high to low pulse to select a particular input. Okay. So every channel is associated with this 3-bit address. Is that clear? So we need to apply high to low signal in order to latch this particular address for channel selection. Is that clear? So can you understand the purpose of ALE? ALE is for latching the channel selection address into your ADC IC. Is that clear, students? புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? ALE apply பண்ணா suppose I am going to select this channel. IN1ங்கறத நான் select பண்ண போறேன் அப்படினா I have to latch this address, that is 0001 into ADC IC. Otherwise the channel will not be selected. To select this channel, you have to supply high to low pulse to ALE to latch this particular address. Okay. So next pin is VCC and ground line. VCC and ground. Okay. So two pins, these two pins are used to provide required voltage to power the ADC and the microcontroller. In most cases, ADC uses 5 voltage DC power. Please note that down. 5 voltage DC power. So this is the ground. Your 13th pin is ground. Ground, clock, VCC. These 3 pins are very important. And next clock, as mentioned earlier, 0808 doesn't have an internal clock and needs an external clock signal to operate. So we need to connect external circuitry in order to provide clock pulses to ADC 0808. Okay. And next important thing is we have 2 voltages, V reference plus V reference minus. Okay. So these 2 pins are used to provide the upper and lower limit of the voltages, which determine the step size for the conversion. So these 2 voltages are very important to calculate the step size. So the V reference plus may be your V max and V reference minus can be your V minimum. So using these 2 voltages, we can calculate the step size. So V reference plus has a higher voltage, V reference minus has a lower voltage. So V reference plus has an input voltage, for example, 5 voltage. V reference minus has a voltage of 0 voltage, means the step size will be 5 divided by 5 minus 0 divided by 2 power of 8. So the voltage changes 19.53 millivolt. Okay. So what is the next signal? So next control signal is the start conversion, start of conversion, SOC. So SOC, EOC are very important signals to carry out the conversion operation. That is analog to digital conversion. So this pin is used to tell the ADC to start the conversion. Okay. It is used to tell the ADC to start the conversion. This signal is provided by your microcontroller. So when the microcontroller provides this startup conversion signal, when ADC receives the high to low pulse on this pin, it starts converting the analog voltage on the selected channel to its 8-bit digital equivalent. Okay. So based on startup conversion signal, it will start converting the inputs, that is analog inputs, into digital equivalent. And next was the EOC. So once the conversion
Excuse
is complete, yes, Balasurya, tell me.
Ma'am, student Kishore ஏதோ ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாம் லெஃப்ட் ஆயிட்டாங்களா மேம்? இப்ப திருப்ப ட்ரை பண்றாங்களா மேம்?
One second.
அலோ பண்ணு.
இங்க ஒண்ணும் அலோ பண்ற ஆப்ஷனே வரலையே. தனலட்சுமி
he said he is
மறுபடியும் ட்ரை பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. I will allow them.
Okay ma'am.
எத்தனை ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் லெஃப்ட் ஆனாங்க?
மேம் ஒரே ஸ்டூடண்ட் தாங்க மேம். Yes ma'am, he joined now ma'am.
Okay ma'am, thank you.
Thank you ma'am.
Thank you. So what is the purpose of start conversion? So the start conversion signal is provided by your microcontroller. When ADC receives this signal, okay, it will initiate the startup conversion, that is, it start converting the analog voltage on the selected channel to its 8-bit digital equivalent. Okay. So next one is the end of conversion. So once the conversion process is complete, okay, your ADC sends high to low pulse to tell the microcontroller. Okay. EDC is the output signal. Your startup conversion is the input. So this is output and startup conversion is input. Okay. So when ADC sends high to low signal to tell a microcontroller that the conversion is completed and that it can extract the data from the 8-bit data. So it will indicate the end of conversion process. Okay. Once the process is enabled, so this output enable line should be activated to extract the data from the output lines, that is D0 to D7. So this output enable is used to extract the data from ADC. So for that, your microcontroller sends high to low pulse to the ADC to extract the data from its data buffer. So how many input control signals and how many output control signals are there in this IC? Please tell me, students. Can you understand how many input signals are there? I'm talking about control signals, not input and output data lines. How many input signals are there? So startup conversion is input or output? So please look at the IC and the startup conversion is
Input, ma'am.
input. Yes, address latch enablers. Address latch enable. Please input. Selection lines.
Input.
Selection lines. Output enable. Output enable input. End of conversion output.
Out.
So out of all the control signals, okay, only end of conversion signal is the output signal. Remaining all the signals are provided by your microcontroller. Is that clear? So input means the data flow is from microcontroller to ADC. Output means from ADC to microcontroller. Please note it down. This is very important point. So according to this, you have to program your ADC. According to that, you have to configure a particular control signal as an input or output. So ALE is the input, startup conversion signal is the input, and your channel selection can be done by ABC, address lines. End of conversion signal is generated by ADC. Output enable is provided by your microcontroller. So totally 28 pins, and we have 8 analog inputs and 8 digital outputs. And your channel selection can be done by using 3 address lines. Based on the address line inputs, the channel will be selected. So in order to initiate the startup conversion, your microcontroller will provide startup conversion signal to the ADC. So before that, you have to latch the address by enabling ALE signal. Okay, once the address is latched, the microcontroller will generate startup conversion signal. Once the startup conversion is initiated, a microcontroller keeps on monitoring end of conversion output signal. When an end of conversion signal is high, means your data is converted, that is, your data will be available on your output lines. Using output enable signal, we can extract the digital equivalent data. Okay, so this D0 to D8 is for output line, DD0 to DD8. So after conversion, these lines will hold the converted data, digital data. DB0 to DB7. Okay. So these are the components are required to design this ADC interfacing. So we are going to design this interfacing circuit by using Proteus. So for that, either you can use 8051 microcontroller or 89C51 or any other compatible variants. Okay? And ADC IC, 8 LEDs are required to provide the status of your digital signal. Okay? And 5 volt DC power supply, 12 megahertz crystal oscillators required to provide clock pulses to your microcontroller. So these are the components required for designing your oscillator circuit. And DC voltmeter is for measuring your voltage across the channel lines and some of the connecting wires as per the requirement. Okay. So this is the internal block diagram of your ADC 0808. Okay. So in this internal circuit, we have two important components, hardware component. One is the comparator, other one is the counter. So what is the purpose of comparator? Can you tell me?
Compare circuits greater than or less than.
After comparison, what will be the output of the comparator?
True or false?
True or false, either high or low. Okay. So here we have two important hardware components. One is the comparator and other one is the counter. Okay. So the input voltage, that is V in as the input voltage that needs to be converted into the digital value. So this is V in is to be converted into digital value. So your digital value, converted digital values are available here. Okay. So in this ADC block diagram, the analog to this digital conversion, we have analog input that is called as V in, and we have digital outputs from D0 to D7. Okay. So now how the conversion happens is V in is supplied to the comparator. First step, V in is supplied to the comparator. That comparator output will control the counter operation. Okay. So this will, the output of the comparator will control the counter operation. So the operation here is just increment operation. So the counter will perform increment operation. So let's see about the control signals involved in ADC process. So we have three control signals. One is startup conversion. Second is the clock signal. This is required to increment the counter value. And third one is the end of conversions. Okay. Suppose I want to start a conversion, means that time startup conversion signal pulses is provided to the counter. So that is the first step. In order to initiate the conversion process, suppose I want to start a conversion, the startup conversion pulse is provided to the counter. Subsequently, for every clock phase, counter is going to get incremented. So based on the clock pulse, it will perform the increment operation. Okay. So now this particular counter output, which is in digital form. So this component is the digital component. Okay. It will generate digital outputs. So that will be feed into the DAC. So inga vandu na enna pandrena startup conversion kudukuren. Your counter will perform count operation. First 0 irundaduna the count will get incremented, so the value becomes 1. So that will be reflected here. Seriyala D0 to D7. So that D0 to D7 digital inputs are given into digital to analog converter. So we will get analog voltage here. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? இன்புட் கொடுக்குறேன். இது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, இட்ஸ் a digital conversion process. இப்போ இந்த டிஜிட்டல்ல இருந்து என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, it will convert digital signals into analog. So this voltage is every time compared with your input voltage. Okay. So two conditions. So this comparator is going to check two conditions. V in is greater than analog voltage or V in less than analog voltage. Okay, so when V in is greater than analog voltage means, okay, the comparator sends high output. So the output will be high. When Vin is less than analog voltage, the comparator output, the comparator sends low output. Okay, is that clear? So the comparator is going to check two conditions, whether the Vin is greater than analog voltage or less than analog voltage. When Vin is greater than analog voltage, the comparator sends high output, otherwise it will send low output. Suppose if Vin is greater than the counter output, the comparator sends high output, which will enable the counter to count further. Okay. So high வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா உங்க கவுண்ட் ஆபரேஷன் என்ன ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும்னா இன்கிரிமெண்ட் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும். Okay, which will enable the counter to count further. Okay, suppose when Vin is less than 80, output will be low. Okay, that case it will stop that is the counter operation will be stopped from further incrementing. So what is the inference? So like Vin வந்து greater than AB na it will send high na, Vin is less than AB na it will send low na. So என்ன ஆகும் அப்புறம் high அடிச்சு அப்படின்னா your counter operation, that is which will enable the counter operation to count further. ஓகேங்களா? Suppose இப்போ உங்களோட output is low அப்படின்னா it will stop the counter operation. So இப்போ என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ்? ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? Stop ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா என்ன மீனிங்? Every time your input is compared with the some value based on the clock pulse. அதாவது உங்க Vin வந்து greater than analog or less than analog. Less than analog என்னாச்சு? என்ன மீனிங்? Suppose assume this 5 voltage. This is 4 voltage. Analog voltage is 4. 5 is greater than 4 or less than 4?
Greater than.
அப்ப என்னாச்சு? Both the values are not equal. So we need to perform further count operation. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்? Your comparator will generate high output. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்? Counter will proceed with counting operation. Suppose 4.9, what will happen? Same, your counter count operation. Suppose 5.1, what will happen? What will happen?
It will seem low.
Vin is less than 8. Okay, your output is low. Your counter is stopped now, which means your input voltage is approximately equal to your analog voltage. In this way, we can convert the analog input into digital. So that value will be available here. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? Is that clear?
Yes.
The output of the comparator will also
And
send.
suppose if analog voltage is 6 volts.
என்ன டவுட்பா? சொல்லுங்க.
Analog voltage வந்து 5.1க்கு மேல greater ஆச்சுன்னா
இல்ல இப்ப 5.1லயே என்ன ஆயிரும்னா your comparator output is low. அப்ப counter வந்து ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடும். It will not counting further clock pulses. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? ஈக்குவலா இருந்துச்சுன்னா it will proceedங்க. ஈக்குவலா இல்ல அப்படின்னா 5.1 வந்துருச்சு அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிடும். ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா your input voltage is approximately equal to the calculator and the analog voltage. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா it will stop the counter operation. Your 8051 automatically generate the end of conversion. That is your input. The input is now converted into digital, approximately converted into digital. So that is the meaning. புரிஞ்சுதா பாலசூரியா?
Okay.
இப்ப 5 equal to 5 னே வருதுன்னு வச்சுங்க. இந்த block diagram பாருங்க. Just look at the block diagram. இப்ப V இன்னும் 5. உங்களோட converted digital to analog voltage 5. So both are equal na, what will be the comparator output? High இருக்குமா lower இருக்குமா? இப்ப ரெண்டே கண்டிஷன் தான். இந்த கம்பேரட்டரோட வேலை என்னன்னா உங்களோட இன்புட் வந்து கிரேட்டர் தென் அனலாக் வோல்டேஜா லெஸ் தென் அனலாக் வோல்டேஜான்னு பார்க்கும். ஈக்குவலா இருந்தது அப்படின்னாலும் ஹை கிளாக் பல்ஸ் தான் அனுப்பும். அப்ப கவுண்டர் என்ன ஆகும்னா அகெயின் இட் வில் கெட் த கிளாக் பல்சஸ். இந்த கவுண்டர் வேல்யூ வந்து இன்க்ரிமெண்ட் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும். இன்க்ரிமெண்ட் ஆயிட்டு இட்ஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி கன்வெர்டட் இன்டு அனலாக் அந்த வேல்யூவை இங்க கம்பேர் பண்ணும். சரிங்களா? இப்போ ஒரு கிளாக் பல்ஸ் கிடைச்சிரும். கிடைச்சோன்னு என்ன ஆயிருக்குன்னா your 5 voltage becomes 5.1. இப்போ 5.1ங்கிறது இட்ஸ் greater than 5 voltage, that is exceeded. So when exceeds V1, the comparator output will go low and then it will stop the counter from further increment. ஓகேங்களா? அப்ப இங்க வந்து என்னன்னா we will get the digital values. Students, is that clear?
Yes.
Do you have any doubt?
Ma'am, the input
சொல்லுங்க இந்து பத்தி. சொல்லுங்க புரியல.
input voltage we are giving no ma'am.
Can you repeat that?
The input voltage we are giving no ma'am.
Yeah.
Is that analog or digital ma'am?
Analog. Our objective is converting analog inputs into digital.
Okay.
What is our objective? Analog voltages from 0 to 5. We can give any voltage from 0 to 5. So that value should be converted into digital. So if you பாத்தீங்கன்னா inside your ADC we have 3 important components. Comparator, உங்களோட IC ல என்னென்ன components இருக்குன்னா we have comparator, counter and DAC. சரிங்களா? First நான் clock pulse அமைச்சோனே என்ன ஆகும்? Counter is going to be 1. And the 1 வந்து every time this one value, digital value is converted into analog. That value is compared with your input. நான் ஒரு potentiometer வச்சு input கொடுக்குறேன் 0 to 5 voltageல. அதாவது கிரேட்டரா லெஸரான்னு பார்க்கும். கிரேட்டரா இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா உங்க இன்புட்டும் இந்த அனலாக் அவுட்புட்டும் மோர் ஓவர் அப்ராக்சிமேட்லி நாட் ஈக்குவல்னு அர்த்தம். அப்ப என்ன ஆகணும்னா நம்ம ஃபர்தரா கவுண்டிங் ஆப்ரேஷன் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்குது. எப்ப ஈக்குவல் ஆகும்? ஒரு 5 voltage கொடுக்குறேன். சப்போஸ் 5.5னா both are, that is 5 voltage is greater than 5.1. That case your comparator will send low signal. அப்ப counter will stop getting the clock pulses. At the time your microcontroller will generate, that is your ADC will generate end of conversion. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? So this is the internal functional block diagram of your ADC IC. Okay, we are supposed to give analog input. So all the blocks are your internal operation. That is DAC when it's the internal operation, counter is the internal operation. Is that clear?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So next slide, actually this is very important, timing diagram. So this timing diagram becomes the critical factor of analyzing and writing the program of for the ADC IC. So what are the signals here? We have clock, startup conversion, address latch enable, and output enable, end of conversion. So these 5 signals are very important. Okay, so we will see one by one. Okay, so the clocks are being provided to the counter. Okay, so the clocks are being provided by your counter circuit. So internally we have counter. So this particular clock, we have external clock source. So that external clock source is connected to your ADC IC that will provide the clock pulses to your internal counter. So if you want to start the counter, you have to provide a start pulse. So that is the first step. Okay, but before you initiate the start pulse, there is something called ALE. What is the purpose of this ALE? This will latch the address and decide which analog channel is selected in ADC 0808. Okay, so actually in ADC 0808 there are total number of 8 channels. Based on the select lines, we have select one channel from IN0 to IN7. Okay, so after selecting your channel, you have to provide this ALE signal to latch the particular channel address into your ADC IC. So that is the concept. Okay, before you provide the start pulse, you have to provide high to low pulse to ADC signal in order to latch the address information. Okay, suppose if you want to select the first channel, okay, that is your channel 0. IN0 is the channel 0. So what is the address? Select bits. ABC. Address of the channel is 0, 0, 0. That is A, B, C. So 0, 0, 0 for the pin numbers A, B, C. Then you have to latch those address at the time the channel 1, that is your channel 0 will be selected. Otherwise your channel will not be selected. So channel selection is completely based on ALE and your ABC lines. Once the channel is selected, if you want to convert the analog value to digital, you have to provide startup conversion signal. Okay. Once the startup conversion is initially low, okay, high, and some period we have to generate some amount of delay and make this line low. So high to low. Okay. Once startup conversion is initiated, the digital counter start counting. Okay. Your digital counter start counting the value clock pulses and keeps on incrementing, and analog output is continuously compared with your input. Okay. The moment the V in lesser than the digital output, at that time end of conversion is asserted high. First initially low, when V in is lesser than the digital output, so this signal is asserted high to indicate that the analog value is now completely converted into this point. It will indicate that the analog value is completely converted into digital. Okay. So at that time, the counter will stop counting, and further to that, if you want to read the digital output, you have to enable this output enable line. So after this point, you have to enable this output enable line. Okay, then only we can read the digital output from the ADC to the microcontroller. So totally 6 signals mainly involved. One is the clock. So these clocks are provided by your external source to the internal counter block in ADC. And second one, you have to select the channel. For that, you need to latch the address by using address latch enable signal. And next, initiate the startup conversion and monitor the end of conversion continuously. When end of conversion becomes high, you need to enable this output enable signal to extract the digital data from the output lines of your ADC IC. Okay. So selection of channel, once you select the channel, you need to make the ALE high. At the same time, you have to send startup conversion to the counter. The startup conversion goes low, then counter start incrementing. So it keeps on incrementing till end of conversion becomes high. So once the end of conversion becomes high, you have to enable this output enable high, then low to read the data. So these are the steps involved. So select the channel based on the values of ABC. After the channel selection, you have to bring up the ALE signal. Once it is initiated, wait for end of conversion. Once the end of conversion is high, you have to enable output enable and then read digital value to the appropriate destination. That's all. Is that clear?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, we are waiting for end of enable to become high so that we can read the digital input from output enable, no, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Proceed.
It's not becoming high at the same time, no, ma'am. It should also be high at the moment
Actually, when end of conversion becomes high, okay, after some period of time, we have to wait. Your microcontroller has to supply this output enabled signal to extract the data from ADC. So that period is given now. After this point end of conversion becomes high. Okay. Some time your microcontroller has to wait. After that, it will generate output enabled signal to extract the data. Is that clear?
And why does it become low at the end, ma'am?
Actually, the value is extracted, no? After that, the data line should be அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நம்ம free பண்ணணும்ல. We have to free the output enable lines, no?
Okay.
In order to initiate the next operation. It's continuously converting the values. It's continuously getting the values from the external source. ADC la continuously வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் high பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் your value is extracted. Make it low na, we are deactivating the output enable. Again, your ADC should start the startup conversion. That time your output enable should be deactivated because it will be in the conversion process. Is that clear?
Okay.
So this is the algorithm. Just go through the algorithm. If you have any clarification, you can ask me. So first step is the channel selection. Second, send high pulse on ALE for latching the selected channel and initiate the startup conversion. Okay, there is send high pulse on startup pin to reset the successive approximation register and make ALE line low as the address latched. Okay, so once the address is latched, you make the ALE line low. Further changes on ABC should not change the channel. அதனால என்ன பண்ணனும்னா first you make it high and after some period of time then you make it low. Okay, and similarly make startup conversion line low to start the conversion. And monitor the end of conversion continuously. When end of conversion becomes high, activate output enable to bring the conversion data on the data bus. So read the ADC data, again pull back to low to store the ADC. So these are the steps involved in your analog to digital conversion process. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, please note it down. So next I am going to simulate this environment, that is ADC IC, that is interfacing ADC with 8051 in Proteus simulator. Please note down all the steps involved in your program. So let's have a look on the Proteus circuit. So here we have two main components. So this is your 8051 microcontroller and this is your ADC 0808. Okay. So this circuit has got ADC, that is interface with your 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So before that, please note down the connection mapping. So port 3 is completely utilized for interfacing. Okay. Your port 3.0 is output enable. That is the right pin. Right pin means the signal flows from microcontroller to ADC. Microcontroller to ADC. .1 is the ALE. So this signal is provided by your microcontroller. The signal flows from microcontroller to ADC. So this is also a right pin. The microcontroller has to supply ALE signal to ADC. And these three pins are utilized for your channel selection. 3.2, 3.3 and 3.4. Address C, address B, address A. So these three pins are right pins. So A, B, C are mapped to 3.4, 3.3 and 3.2. And 3.5 startup conversion. This is also a right pin. So startup conversion is initiated by one microcontroller. So the program flows from microcontroller to the signal flows from microcontroller to ADC. And 3.6 is the end of conversion. So this is the read pin. Okay, the data flows from ADC to microcontroller. And we have 8 output lines. So the output lines of ADC are interfaced with port 2. Out 0 to out 8 are connected to P2.0 to P2.7. For giving analog voltage, I have interfaced part, okay, potentiometer. And V reference positive and negative are connected to the potentiometer. And channel 0 is selected. According to our program, channel 0 is selected. Sir? 1 second. 1 second. So 8 LEDs are connected for viewing the digital equals. 8 LEDs are connected to P1.0 to P1.7. And external clock signal is provided to P10. Okay. Please note down the connection mapping. Have all of you noted? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, look at the connections. Okay. Your output 1 to 8 are connected to P2.0 to 2.7. See, you have to design the circuit, simulate the circuit in Proteus. So listen carefully and note down all the connection details. Okay. So your output lines are connected to P2.0 to 2.7, and end of conversion is connected to P3.6. So this signal is the read signal. The signal data flows from ADC to microcontroller. Okay, just note down the connection. And startup conversion is connected to P3.5. And externally, I am providing clock to ADC using this clock signal. So clock signals are available here. Okay. D pulse. D pulse or D clock. So under this option, you have to select generator mode. Select D pulse. Either you can give this clock or D clock. This one. Okay. So please note down the configuration. So you have to provide high to low pulse and frequency 1 Hertz. So digital clock generator. Okay. Under the properties, you have to select high to low and frequency 1 Hertz. So next channel selection, here I have selected IN0, channel 0. So this channel 0 is connected to your part, 1K part, and across part I have connected V reference positive and V reference negative. Please look at the connection. So V reference positive is negative is connected to 5 voltage and V reference positive is connected to ground line. So these two voltages are connected across part. And ALE signal is connected to P1 3.1. And ABC are connected to 3.2, 3.3 and 3.4. So here I have connected voltmeter for setting our input voltage, DC voltmeter. And I have connected 8 LEDs to port 1.0, 1.7 to view the digital equivalent output. Okay. So the objective is we have to set the input using this potentiometer that should be given to your ADC. The purpose of ADC is convert the analog input to digital data. So that data will be available, that is transferred to your port 2. From port 2, I am extracting the data to P1 to view the digital equivalence. I am transferring the data from P2 to P1. Is that clear? Have you all noted the section? Yes.
Why are we giving a voltage source and a potentiometer?
This is for just viewing our settings, input setting. But now I am giving 2.75 to just measure the voltage. No.
Okay.
Because I am going to set 5 voltage that will be displayed on this voltage.
Okay.
So if you want to connect external crystal oscillator, here you have to construct the crystal oscillator connect circuit that should be connected across XTAL1 and XTAL2. Is that clear? புரிஞ்சதுங்களா கனெக்ஷன்ஸ் புரிஞ்சுதா சோ இப்போ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணனும்னா உங்க லைப்ரரியில போய் you have to select 89651 ADC இந்த காம்போனன்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க என்னென்ன காம்போனன்ட்ஸ் இந்த கிறிஸ்டல் எல்லாம் வேண்டாம் just LED part and DC voltmeter and 8 LEDs. That's all. So next, let's focus on the writing the program for this particular ADC environment. Okay. So according to the connection, so our P2 must be configured as an input port. Please note it down. And also your P3.6. So this is the read pin. So it must be configured as input port pin. And P2 must be configured as input port. Okay. So do we want a break, 10 minutes break? Students, break venula. 20 minutes la mudichiruven illa 10 minutes break venna you can have your break and then join. So do you want 10 minutes break?
Ma'am, you can finish
Ma'am,
it.
yes, ma'am, we can
So
finish
within
it, ma'am.
20 minutes, within 11, I will
Yes.
finish. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So first line, move P2 comma hash 0 FF. So what is the purpose of this line? What is the purpose of this line? Configure,
Input port.
configure P2 as a input port pin. Okay. Next, we need to configure end of conversion pin as input. Okay. So P3.6 is involved. So set bit P3.6. So these two steps are mandatory to configure P2 as an input port and P3.6 as an input port pin. And next, we need to clear ALE pin, output enable pin and start pin. Okay. So clear the data lines which are connected to ALE, start and output enable, because all these pins require high to low pulse to get activated. Okay. So we have to clear P3.1. So 3.1 is ALE. So we need to clear all the control signals. Okay. So clear P3.0. Okay, 3.0. This is your output enable pin. Next, clear P3.5. This is your start pin. So first you clear all those pins, ALE, output enable and start pin. After that, we need to select the channel 0. For channel selection, ABC line involved. So your add A is connected to 3.4, add B connected to 3.3, add C connected to 3.2. So clear these pins. So clear P3.2. Clear P3.3. Clear P3.4. CBA for channel 0 selection. Okay. So these are the initial configuration steps. So you have to make your P2 pin as an input port and P3.6 as an input port pin and clear ALE signal, output enable signal and startup conversion signal. After that, you have to select the channel. Okay, CBA. Okay, so clear. So ABC la enna kudukanumna 0 0 nu kudukanum 0 0 0. 0 0 0. Okay, so clear P3.2, clear 3.3, clear P3.4. After executing these three lines, channel 0 was selected. So this line is for channel 0. So next one is after channel selection. What is the step? What is the next step? So our channel is now selected.
To give high pulse to AL.
You have to provide address latch enable signal to latch the channel address. For that, set bit P3.1, okay, called some amount of delay, that is generate some amount of delay. After that, okay, set bit P3.5. So 3.5 is for start. And this set bit is for making your ALE signal high. Okay, for latching your address. So set bit P3.1, and you call the delay routine to generate some amount of delay. And after that, you initiate the conversion process by setting this P3.5. Okay. After that, you call some delay. So the hardware requires some amount of delay for each operation. Okay. Okay. So what is the next step? So first you make ALE high, then some amount of time you have to make this ALE line low. We have to simulate this ALE waveform like this. Next start pulse, you make it high, generate some amount of delay and make it low. Okay. So already we have done high. High part simulate paniyache. Delay mu call paniyache. What is the next step? We have to make this one low. Next, this one low. Okay. So clear P 3.1. Okay, so this clear is for generating this signal. Okay, next clear P 3.5 for generating this one. So first you make it high, generate some amount of delay. So highly some period of time and make it low. Similarly, start la make it high and delay remain high. Next make it low. Is that clear? So ALE is high, ALE low. Next, startup conversion high, startup conversion low. Okay. So what is the next step? Now your conversion process is initiated. What is the next step? See, startup conversion is initiated. What is the next step? Students, please. We have to monitor end of conversion. Okay, we have to monitor end of conversion by using jump bit and jump no bit instruction. Okay, so what is the pin associated with your end of conversion? Please tell me. What is the pin involved? P3.6. Okay. So I am going to monitor this P3.6 continuously by using jump bit instruction. Okay, so your end of conversion is like this. After that, high. So this instruction is going to monitor your P3.6 is equal to 1 or 0. Suppose your P3.6 is equal to 1, it will repeat the instruction again and again. Okay. Suppose when this signal becomes low, the condition is false. Okay, so we have to wait for end of conversion becomes low, that is 1 to 0. Is that clear? Students, is that clear?
Yes.
I am going to monitor this P3.6 continuously. Okay, when 3.6 is equal to 1, the same line will get executed. Okay, when 3.6 is equal to 0, that is the end of conversion becomes 0. Okay, it will execute the next instruction. So what would be the next instruction? If end of conversion again, then when end of conversion signal becomes high, means your analog value is converted into digital data. So again, I am going to monitor P3.6 continuously. So jump no bit instruction is for to wait end of conversion become high. Okay, from 0 to 1. When end of conversion is P3.6 is equal to 1 means your process is completed. Okay, so after that we have to enable output enable signal, set bit P3.0. So these two lines for monitoring your end of conversion. Okay. So according to this graph, timing diagram, I have incorporated jump bit and jump no bit instruction. So first initially it will be in high, next low, and after some amount of time it becomes high. So jump bit instruction is for high to low. Jump no bit instruction is for low to high. Is that clear? Do you have any doubts regarding this?
No.
Yes? Any
No.
doubts? Bharati, any doubts?
No.
Okay. So when end of conversion is equal to 0, okay, the loop, the same line will get executed. When end of conversion becomes 1, okay, it's time to enable output enable signal. Okay, set bit P3.0. Okay. So after this, you call delay routine and transfer the data from P2 to accumulator. So the converted data will be available in P2. Okay. So move that data to accumulator, and after that you disable your output enable signal. And the outputs enable signals are active low signals. So we need to invert the data available at P2. So for that I am taking complement accumulator and transfer the data into P1 and repeat the same process. So after conversion, you make output enable high, then low, and transfer the data available at P2 to accumulator. And your output lines are active low signals. So we need to complement the data to extract the original value. So after complementing, transfer the accumulator content into port 1 and repeat the process. So do you have any doubts? So these have to be in a continuous loop. So your analog ADC IC will get input continuously, and that value should be converted into digital. Students, do you have any doubts? The program logic?
Oh, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Any doubts? So this is your port. So first make P2 as input port by writing FF into P2, okay, and make end of conversion pin I for configuring end of conversion as an input port pin. Since it is a read pin, we need to configure this P3.6 as an input. And before starting our process, we have to clear these control signals 3.1, 3.0, 3.5. That is ALE, output enable, and start pin. Okay. So after that, we have to select the channel. So here I have selected channel 0. The value for channel selection A, B, C. 3 select lines are 0. So clear P3.2, 3.3 and 3.4. So So once the channel is selected, we have to generate ALE signal, high to low pulse. At the same time, we have to generate startup conversion signal, high to low pulse. We have to provide. So set bit P3.1 called delay, set bit P3.5 called delay. After that, clear ALE and make start print. And this instruction is used to check the end of conversion status. So it's wait for low pulse at end of conversion. That is end of conversion signal from high to low. Okay, and this is for low to high. Wait for low pulse to finish. Okay. So once the end of conversion is completed, okay, enable OE pin to extract data from ADC. So make this P3.0 high called delay and transfer the data from P2 to accumulator and clear your output enable signal after transferring the data. So this complementing accumulator is for converting your inverted data. Okay, actually your output lines are active low signals, so we need to convert the signal to extract the original value. That's why I have incorporated complement A and transfer the accumulator content into P2 and repeat the data continuously from your ADC. So after compiling the code in 8051 MCU, convert this code into hex code and dump the code into Proteus IC, 8051 IC. Okay. So hex code should be dumped into 89651 IC. Okay. So I'm going to set the input voltage 0 first. Okay. So look at the voltmeter reading. Now the value becomes 0. Okay. So V in is 0 now. Okay. None of the LEDs are glowing. Okay. Suppose I am going to set 4.9. So what is the value here? So here the LEDs are connected from MSB to LSB, that is P1.7 to P1.0. So your input voltage is 4.9. Okay. So the calculation is, please do the calculation, 4.9 divided by 5 into 256. Find out the value. So the value is, the input voltage is 4.9. So divide this value by 5. 0.98, multiply this value by 256. So what is the answer? 250. So convert this value into hexadecimal. 250. So the hexadecimal is FA. Okay, the equivalent decimal value is FA. So look at the LEDs. So this is your MSB and this will be your LSB. So I am getting F here and this will be your A. Is that clear? So the program is working fine. Suppose I am going to set 2.5. So find out the value. Find out the value. 2.5 divided by 5 into 256. So what is the answer? Two point five. 2.5 divided by 5 into 256. The value is 128. Okay. One 128 is equivalent to 80. What is the value? 80. So this is the value I am getting for 2.5, approximately equal to 80. Huh? So 87 I am getting. So you try with different possible inputs. Okay, suppose 4.5. What is the answer? Find out 4.5. So find out the equivalent decimal value for 4.5. Students, please do the calculation. So the formula is 4.5 divided by the maximum voltage into 256. Find out the answer. Find out the hexadecimal value.
So you can take answers
Huh?
in the chat.
E5. Huh? What is the answer? Hexadecimal equivalent. So what is the answer? For 4.5, find out the hexadecimal value. 4.5 divided
E6, ma'am.
huh?
E6.
E6. So approximately that is equivalent to 230. So the value is E5. Okay. So here I am getting E5 in the LEDs. So I am expecting E5. So that will be reflected in LED. So in this way we can simulate the analog to digital conversion. So do you have any doubts? So you have to write your code in MCU 8051 IDE and design this circuit. Just you take a screenshot of this, okay, and design this circuit and follow the connections given in the circuit and dump your code and just you simulate your analog to digital conversion process using this environment. Okay, environment. Do you have any doubts regarding this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Dhanalakshmi?
Ma'am,
அந்த வீடியோ இருக்கா அது எவ்வளவு நேரம் போகும்
அது ஒரு 1.5 minute தான் மேம், ரொம்ப இல்ல.
சரி ஓகே 1 செகண்ட்
Good morning all. So while you are doing this experiment in lab, you are in need of certain components. Okay, so I have listed the components required. So you need 8051 trainer kit and power card, keyboard, so which you usually use this in all your experiments. And apart from this, you are in need of ADC kit, a bus connector, and a multimeter in order to measure your analog signal, analog voltage. Okay. So this is your ADC kit. Okay, so this ADC kit is connected with your 8051 trainer kit using the bus connector. So you can see the white connector over here. So using this bus connector, you will be connecting this 8051 trainer kit with the ADC kit. Okay, I'll show you the video. Uh, So I have typed all the programs, and using U instruction, I'm viewing all the programs. Just for the video purpose, I am just viewing all the codes. Okay. So this is the multimeter to measure the analog voltage, and here you can see the potentiometer. Okay, so I'm varying the potentiometer in order to vary the analog voltage. Okay, so the range is from 0 voltage and the maximum is 5 volt. Okay, so by varying the potentiometer, you can change from 0 to 5 volt. Okay, you can keep any voltage value in between. Okay, so by changing the potentiometer and by pressing the reset button, the LEDs over here will change. Okay, so these LEDs will give you the digital equivalent of the analog signal. Okay, so analog voltage set பண்ணிட்டு you have to press the reset button so that the equivalent digital value of this particular analog voltage will appear over here in your LEDs. So you are seeing LEDs from D0 to D7. So you are having 8 LEDs. So you can view your hex equivalent here. Okay, so I am changing the potentiometer, and I am by pressing the reset button, LEDs will glow here. Okay. So here you can see I am using probes and I am touching the ports. So one port is for the black one is for the ground and red one is for the positive terminal, and I am reading the analog voltage here. So you can see the analog voltage is 1.73. So for this particular potentiometric position, I am getting the analog voltage as 1.73. Okay, so 1.73. So by changing, you can see the multimeter in the voltage change in your multimeter. Okay. So see, for 4.08, I am getting the hex equivalent like this. It is there in LED. So by executing the program, I can see the same result in the memory location 4150. So you just look, the answer is AB. Okay, so the same AB you can see in the ADC board. Okay.
So the formula is your input voltage divided by the maximum voltage 5 voltage into size of your ADC. So size of your ADC is 8 bit. So into 2 power 6, 8. Okay.
So the formula used is V out, output voltage, but V in divided by the step size. The step size is calculated with maximum voltage divided by 2 power 8. Sorry, it is 2 power 8. That is 256. Okay. Maximum voltage is nothing but by keeping the potentiometer to the maximum position and by measuring the voltage, you will be getting some voltage. So that is your maximum voltage divided by 256. So I have given the model calculations. For example, if your maximum voltage reading in your potentiometer is 4.97, so in that case, how you will calculate the step size? So step size is nothing but 4.97 divided by 256. This is your step size. And how you find D out, which is nothing but what is the input voltage you are keeping right now. That is, say for example, if it is 0.5. Okay, so 0.5 divided by the step size, what calculated, 0.0194 gives you a length of your output digital equivalent. Okay, so you are converting the same to hex value. Okay, similarly, At present, you are getting the Vin voltage as 3.08. Then how you will calculate your digital equivalent? Yes, the numerator will be Vin. That is nothing but 3.08 divided by the step size. So step size is nothing but 0.0194, which will give you the decimal equivalent. You have to convert this into its hex equivalent. Okay, so this hex equivalent value should appear in the LEDs which you saw in the ADC kit, as well as the same hex value should appear in the memory location 4150. Okay, so that is the experiment you will be doing in the lab class. I'll show the video once again. So by changing the potentiometer, I am just checking the voltage I have given, the analog voltage I have given. It is 1.73. So this is going to be your Vin. By changing the potentiometer, analog equivalent also changes. Okay. So by changing the potentiometer and by pressing the reset button, I can visualize the digital equivalent here in LED. Okay. So the same digital equivalent, you can view it in your trainer kit by executing the program using Go instruction, and by I have moved the same data in 4150. So I am checking in the memory location 4150. I am getting the same equivalent. Okay? Same hexadecimal equivalent. Thank you. Any doubts? Have you all listened to the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Any doubts? Any doubts, Bal Surya?
no, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Have you all understood the model calculation, the theoretical calculation? So the both the practical one and theoretical one should be approximately equal. Okay, it should not vary. Ma'am,
Yes, Dhanalakshmi. Stop presenting, Koduma. See, students, this is your output submission sheet. Okay. Once again. So this is your output submission sheet. Okay. So you have to design the circuit in the Proteus environment and paste the circuit here. Okay. And also I have given some sample input voltage, and you have to find out the exact digital equivalent output for the given input from your Proteus circuit, and enter your output values here, and equivalent hexadecimal value, write it here. Okay. So இங்க வந்து combination வந்து from 0 to 5 கொடுத்திருக்கேன். Intermediate you can do any combination. So you try with different combinations and find out the equivalent decimal and hexadecimal values. Okay. So the formula, exact formula, the potentiometer reading, that is input voltage by the maximum voltage into 256. Okay, you will be getting some value, convert that value into hexadecimal. So after completing, you have to upload this document alone, this Word document alone in the Google Classroom. So place your circuit here and write your readings. Dhanalakshmi, you can take the attendance condition.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Balasurya.
Within when should we submit this experiment, ma'am?
Actually, next week வந்து holiday நினைக்கிறேன். Next Friday, next week holiday நினைக்கிறேன். Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be holiday.
Okay, ma'am.
So election வருதுல அதனால holiday. நீங்க வந்து you can submit on or before next Friday.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. நாங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்டல ஏற்கனவே சப்மிட் பண்ணிட்டேன் மேம். பட் ஆனா சில கரெக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்குங்க மேம். சோ அந்த கரெக்ஷன்ஸ் திருப்பி சப்மிட் பண்ணலாங்களா மேம்?
இல்ல நீங்க கூகுள் கிளாஸ்ல போட வேண்டாம். நீங்க இனிமேல் அதுல நீங்க மார்க் வாங்கிட்டீங்கல்ல?
எஸ் மேம், வாங்கிட்டேங்க மேம்.
தனலட்சுமி என்டர் பண்ணியாச்சா ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் மார்க்?
எஸ் மேம்.
எல்லாமே ரெக்கார்ட்ல என்டர் ஆயிருக்கா?
மோர் இன்ஷூர் வெரிஃபை பண்ணிக்கிறேன் மேம்.